Let's build for the red pandas. So in this build I was kind of going for a Asian kind of bamboo forest, and I think it turned out really well because you really get like the foresty feeling of, it's really thick. It's really thick with all the plants and stuff, and I also used a lot of bamboo, so you really get the feeling that it's like an Asian forest. And yeah, so I have a new mic, as you can maybe, if you can maybe hear it, because, the thing was, a lot of people, they click away when they hear the audio, because when the audio is bad, people obviously are gonna think that the quality of the video is bad. But, I think my builds actually look great, so that's why I invested in a new mic, and I hope people are gonna stay more and are gonna enjoy my videos a bit more. So in this build, I said it already, we're building for the red pandas, and normally I don't really build for those like smaller climbing mammals, but I really didn't have anything else to build, so I thought, let's just go out of my comfort zone and let's build for something smaller. So yeah, that then ended up being the red panda. I was kind of like searching for inspiration on zoo chat, and then I saw that like a lot of panda habitats, they have like a habitat that is kind of sunken into the ground, and it's not really sunken into the ground, but uh, the ground is like a bit lower than the view of the visitors, so the visitors get like a great view of the habitat, and they can just really look, like they really look straight into like the climbing frames. So that's why I was kind of trying to recreate in this build. Of course, pandas, they live in trees, so that's why I have a big climbing frame in the middle. Well, it isn't really big, but it takes up the whole habitat, so I think it's kind of, it's a it's a normal size climbing frame. But yeah, the red pandas, they are of course endangered, and yeah, that's really sad for any species, because if the species is endangered, we can maybe, there is a threat that we're gonna lose them. And you don't really want to lose any species, but that means that the next generation upon the next generation isn't gonna see them, or isn't gonna like see them in real life. And that's really sad to know, because those amazing species that nature provided with us, you just want to keep them, because who doesn't like the nature, of course. But red pandas aren't from they aren't like relatives to the giant pandas, even though they have the same name, so that's a bit weird. But yeah, those are smaller species, so that's why I also, it's a kind of a shorter episode today, but but I have some more detail, because smaller habitats get like I can get more into detail and stuff, and that's what I like. If I make like smaller habitats, because I can just let all of my creativity out, and then just make something that looks nice for them. So there is gonna be a smaller backstage. It's not gonna be really big, but you can see it when you're like standing in the viewing, like it's in the back. And I think, the type of thing was, I wasn't going for like a wall that is in the game, so I used those Twilight like wood pieces, that like those door wood pieces, and I like kind of stacked them on each other, but kind of like inclined. So I used the axis, and I just made them like a bit inclined, and then I stacked them upon each other, and then you get like a then you get like a nice texture for a wall, because I didn't want to use like those walls in the game, and I want to make like the build a bit more creative, so that's why I used that trick. And you can see now that I was like making the viewing points, because I spent a lot of time with the foliage on the viewing points, because, well, the viewing area is kind of, well, that's where the guest, of course, spent a lot of time, and that's where the guest, that's where the guests get their view on the animal. And I was kind of going for that, like the Asian forest feeling. So that's why I went really heavy with the foliage, and I really wanted to create, like, when you're standing there, I want the feeling that you're kind of alone in like kind of alone viewing the red pandas. So that's why I like made it like thick, a lot of foliage, that you couldn't even see the other viewing point, because that's what I was kind of struggling with, like the little space between the viewings. I didn't really know how to make it look natural, but still make it look really dense. So yeah, it kind of took me a while, but I ended up just placing more bushes instead of like a tree in there, because, well, a tree took up like a lot of space. So I just ended up placing more bushes. But yeah, you can see in, well, it's kind of like a round shape, the habitat. And that's where I kind of took some inspiration, because, well, a lot of red panda habitats are those sunken in habitats. And some of them have like a natural background, but I was kind of feeling more like those concrete pieces, because then you just know that it's like man-made, and it still looks really realistic, because a lot of zoos like use that type of habitat, or they make their habitat like that. So that's why I kind of got the inspiration for that, and that's why I made it like this. Well, for the red pandas, well, they're of course a really special species, because, well, they're threatened. So that's why I wanted to build for them, because, well, it's really sad to see species go, of course. And, well, I really don't want, the world doesn't need to lose that much species. So, well, that's why that's the positive thing about zoos, the species that are threatened. A lot of zoos have them, and a lot of zoos try to make like the reproductive just the reproductive programs. And that's why zoos are really important, because, well, they keep a species alive, and they keep species numbers up. And that's why I don't really get the criticism about zoos. Well, I get it a bit, because, well, because people just don't want to see animals that live in the wild. They just don't want to see them in cages. But that's really harsh to say about the zoo, because a lot of zoos don't keep their animal in cages. Well, they do, but those cages are made to look as natural as their natural habitat. So it doesn't really look like a cage, but, well, of course it is a cage, but they have enough room. They have enough like things to do. They have enough enrichment. They don't live boring lives. And that's why I don't really get the criticism about zoos, because, yes, technically animals live in a cage. Yes, we people are gonna like we look at them. It's for our entertainment, but for our entertainment, it's also for the profit of the zoo. And the zoo needs profit, because it needs to feed those species. And, well, when they feed those species, they keep the population numbers in place, because normally, or usually, animals reproduce in zoos. And that's the good thing about zoos, because, well, some species are threatened in the wild, and they keep those numbers up. So there are some points that you can like have a negative opinion about, but a lot of points are really positive. And yes, there are some zoos that are really bad, like in foreign countries. A lot of Asian zoos aren't really that great. But if I say so myself, a lot of zoos here in Europe, they really try to go for the well-being of the animals. So yes, you can be negative about it, but I think you just need to to see the good thing about zoos. Yes, there are. It could. You can have a negative opinion about zoos in Europe, but there are just way worse zoos out there. So the thing is, I kind of find it weird because, well, everything has a negative point. But a lot of things also have a positive point. And just don't try to see everything negative about something. You can just still see the positives, but some people just don't do that. They just go straight for the negative thing, and yeah, that's just really sad to see. But yeah, let's get back to the habitat. So you saw that I kind of finished up there backstage, and it isn't really that big, but it's just a place for the red pandas, just for them to stay the night. Because, well, sometimes winter for those animals can be really harsh. And yes, red pandas are made to resist the cold because of their fur and of their fluffy tail that they use for balance, but also use for their face to keep it warm. But yeah, sometimes it's just nice for those animals to have a place that they can rest, or for have a place that they can get really warm. So that's why I have the backstage. And you can see that I kind of started with the climbing frames. I didn't really place a lot of climbing frames, but it's like really, well, it's a respectable climbing frame. I didn't want to, like, for the climbing frame to take up the whole habitat, but it's just nicely placed in the middle. And the red pandas have like a lot of climbing options, so I think it looks nice. I also incorporated a tree. And well, the thing is with the trees, I used like the dead trees. The dead trees aren't climbable, so that's really a pity because, well, a lot of zoos use those dead trees for the animals to climb in. Like, so it's just really weird in Planet Zoo that they aren't climbable. But hopefully we're gonna get the more climbable options in the next Planet Zoo. And that's what I really want to see more. Like a lot more options for pieces, because well, we have like a lot of those rescaling things in Jurassic World Evolution 2, or in I think it's Planet Coaster 2. You can like rescale pieces, and that just gives you way more great that just gives you way more options, because, well, if you can rescale something, it can fit way better in a build, or it just fit way better in like an interior or something. So I'm really looking forward to see that, because that's guaranteed, because we have it in Planet Coaster 2, we have it in Jurassic World Evolution 3. We are gonna get it in Planet Zoo 2. I am sure of that. But yeah, I just want to see like more pieces that are climbable, because, well, in this game, yeah, you have those habitat pieces and you have the ropes, but a lot of zoos just use those dead trees for animals to climb on. So it's really weird that like Planet Zoo doesn't make them climbable. But yeah, it's just a bit weird in my mind. But yeah, it's okay. But you can see that I kind of was adding the last things with the terrain work, and I'm now moving on to the foliage. I think the climbing frame really looks nice with the foliage work, and it's like I think it's one of the better climbing frames that I did. I don't really do climbing frames because, well, for me it's really hard to find pieces that look nice and that are climbable, because pieces that I like are like the twilight pieces, but those wood pieces aren't climbable. So that's why I needed to go out of my way, because normally I use those twilight pieces a lot, and I wanted to use them in this build, but then the walk climb thing, the climbing frame for the pandas, well, it would be really hard for them to access it, because, well, then half of the climbing frame would be not climbable. So that's why I skipped the twilight pieces. But yeah, this is kind of wrapping up the episode. drop in a comment if you like my new mic, because well, hopefully you do. And yeah, that kind of wraps it up. If you want to drop a like and maybe subscribe, that would really help out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. So goodbye, guys.